Interpret each of the following effects on the function f of x. For example, f of x plus 2 is um, the output for the input that is 2 greater than x. Um, you know, this notation is kind of notoriously, confusing at first, the first couple times you're looking at it. But basically how this works is when I write f of x equals something, um, for example, if I said f of x equals, 3x plus 2. So basically, this thing over here this 3x plus 2 tells me how I'm going to process the input that produces an output. So if I was to write f of x equals, I don't know, x plus 2, what this is saying is if I have some input of x, I'm going to increase that input rather by 2 first, and then I'm going to calculate what the output is based on by this modified input. So for example, if normally I was sending like x equals 3 into that function, instead of putting 3 in, I'm going to put in 3 plus 2. I'm going to place 5 into the function. So I'm modifying what the input is in this case. And then, 3 times that number 5 is 15 plus 2 is 17. So then it kicks out a value of 17. So let's look at these three situations that we have here. The first one, you can see what I'm doing is I'm modifying the input to the function. Instead of placing in C, I'm decreasing the input by 4 units. For B, you can see I'm taking my input, which is the variable b actually for this problem, and instead of putting all of b in, I'm taking 1/2 of it. I'm multiplying it by 0.5. So I'm taking half of the input, and then that's the value that gets processed by the function. So I've written the input is cut in half, and then that's processed by the function. And then finally, the last one I have here, C, if you look at it, my input's not being modified at all. So if D is 5, 5 is what goes into the function. What I am doing though is once I evaluate the function with an input of D, I then add 12 to the output. This notation f of D represents the output after D is placed in and the function's evaluated. So this is saying go ahead and evaluate the function, and then after you've got the output of that function, increase it by 12.